The picture rapidly evolves as we head into Week 18 of the 2024 NFL playoffs. With crucial games and tiebreakers in play, let's break down the current standings and the scenarios determining which teams advance to the postseason. NFC Playoff Picture 1. Detroit Lions, 14-2, NFC North leaders. The Lions clinched the NFC North with their Monday Night Football win over the 49ers. While Detroit couldn't improve its position with the victory, it did regain the NFC's top seed. A win or tie against Minnesota in Week 18 will secure the division title and give the Lions home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Remaining schedule versus Vikings. 2. Philadelphia Eagles, 13-3, NFC East champions. Despite being down to their third-string quarterback, the Eagles secured the NFC East title and locked up the number 2 seed in the NFC. With little to play for in Week 18, they may focus on setting individual records, particularly for running back Saquon Barkley, who pursues the single-season rushing record. Remaining schedule versus Giants. 3. Los Angeles Rams, 10-6, NFC West champions. The Rams clinched the NFC West with a strong finish to the season, thanks to a win over Arizona and securing the strength of victory tiebreaker over Washington. They enter Week 18 holding the number 3 seed and will look to solidify their position with a win against Seattle. Remaining schedule versus Seahawks. 4. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 9-7, NFC South leaders. Tampa Bay reclaimed first place in the NFC South with a dominant win over the Panthers. The Bucs now control their destiny, needing one more victory to capture their 4th consecutive division title. Remaining schedule versus Saints. 5. Minnesota Vikings, 14-2, wild card number 1. Minnesota suffered a setback with Detroit's win, but the Vikings can still win the NFC North and the number 1 seed in the NFC with a Week 18 win over the Lions. Their impressive victory over Green Bay kept them searching for a division crown, but everything hinges on the regular season final. Remaining schedule at Lions. 6. Washington Commanders, 11-5, wild card number 2. Washington secured a playoff spot after a thrilling overtime victory, which also gave rookie QB Jordan Daniels a shot at winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. With a favorable 8-3 record in NFC games, the Commanders are firmly in the playoff mix. Remaining schedule at Cowboys. 7. Green Bay Packers, 11-5, wild card number 3. After being swept by Detroit and Minnesota, Green Bay has been relegated to a wild card spot. They will face Chicago in Week 18 and look to improve their seeding in the highly competitive NFC wild card race. Remaining schedule versus Bears. 8. Seattle Seahawks, 9-7, eliminated. The Seahawks were eliminated from playoff contention after a tough loss to Washington. Despite a better record than the Falcons, Seattle has no path to the playoffs and will end their season on the road against the Rams. Remaining schedule at Rams. 9. Atlanta Falcons, 8-8, in the hunt. Atlanta's playoff hopes were dealt a severe blow after an overtime loss to Washington. They must win against Carolina in Week 18 and hope Tampa Bay loses to claim the NFC South. Remaining schedule versus Panthers. AFC Playoff Picture. 1. Kansas City Chiefs, 15-1, AFC West champions. The Chiefs are the top team in the AFC after their Christmas Day blowout win over Pittsburgh, which secured home field advantage and a first-round bye. The Week 18 game against Denver will not impact their playoff seeding, so expect Kansas City to rest some key players. Remaining schedule at Broncos. 2. Buffalo Bills, 13-3, AFC East champions. Buffalo locked up the number 2 seed with a dominant win over the Jets. If the Chiefs lose in the postseason, the Bills could host the AFC Championship. Remaining schedule at Patriots. 3. Baltimore Ravens, 11-5, AFC North leaders. The Ravens took control of the AFC North with their dominant win over Houston, helped by Pittsburgh's loss earlier in the day. A win or tie in Week 18 against Cleveland will clinch the division and number 3 seed. Remaining schedule versus Browns. 4. Houston Texans, 9-7, AFC South champions. The Texans clinched the AFC South title but will likely face a tough wildcard matchup against a team from the AFC North. Despite the weak competition in their division, Houston's reward is the 4th seed and the opportunity to host a playoff game. Remaining schedule at Titans. 5. Pittsburgh Steelers, 10-6, wild card number 1. Pittsburgh's loss to Kansas City dropped them out of first place in the AFC North. However, they are still in the playoff hunt and can win the division with a victory in Week 18 as long as Baltimore loses to Cleveland. Remaining schedule versus Bengals. 6. Los Angeles Chargers, 10-6, wild card number 2. The Chargers clinched a wild card spot with a blowout win over the Patriots. However, their seed is likely set as the number 6, meaning they'll be traveling for a playoff game against a division leader, likely Baltimore or Pittsburgh. Remaining schedule at Raiders. 7. Denver Broncos, 9-7, wild card number 3. Denver is still alive in the playoff race, but they'll need a win in Week 18 to keep their hopes alive. The Broncos' path to the postseason is simple: win or tie against Kansas City and they're in. Remaining schedule versus Chiefs. 8. Miami Dolphins, 8-8, in the hunt. The Dolphins kept their playoff hopes alive with a win over the Browns, but their fate is in the hands of others. To make the playoffs, Miami must win their final game and hope Denver loses. Remaining schedule at Jets. 9. Cincinnati Bengals, 8-8, in the hunt. Cincinnati's 4-game winning streak has kept them in contention, but they need help. To secure a playoff berth, the Bengals must win against Pittsburgh and hope Denver and Miami lose. Remaining schedule at Steelers. NFL playoff clinching scenarios for Week 18. Baltimore Ravens clinches AFC North and number 3 seed with win or tie. Pittsburgh loss or tie. Pittsburgh Steelers clinches AFC North and number 3 seed with win plus Baltimore loss. Cincinnati Bengals clinches playoff berth with win plus Denver loss plus Miami loss or tie. Denver Broncos clinches playoff berth with win or tie. Miami loss or tie plus Cincinnati loss or tie. Miami Dolphins clinches playoff berth with win plus Denver loss. Detroit Lions clinches NFC North and number 1 seed, home field advantage, with win or tie. Minnesota Vikings clinches NFC North and number 1 seed with win. Atlanta Falcons clinches NFC South with win plus Tampa Bay loss. Tampa Bay Buccaneers clinches NFC South with win or tie. Atlanta loss or tie. Teams eliminated from playoff contention. New York Giants, Las Vegas Raiders, New England Patriots, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns, New York Jets, Chicago Bears, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers, Arizona Cardinals, Indianapolis Colts, Seattle Seahawks. With everything on the line in Week 18, the final regular season games will determine the shape of the 2024 NFL playoffs.